A monk named Enoch lives in a futuristic Bangkok. He spends his days wandering the streets accompanied by his robotic assistant, iBuddy, hoping to collect as many donations as possible one day while walking through a neighborhood inhabited by the poor. He sees a group of children giving alms and food to the homeless. But as soon as the children finish their good deeds, they immediately check their balance in the hugely popular AI service system Ultra, which rewards users for helping those in need. The teenagers cheer at the large number of points they've earned, which fills Anch with a sense of disappointment and bitterness. Meanwhile, the news reports that it has been a year since Ultra began changing the approach to Buddhism. On this very day, an important event is taking place at the corporation's headquarters, where the system's inventor and founder Neo reminds everyone that in modern times, many have turned away from religion, considering it outdated, irrelevant, or even corrupted. This, he claims, is caused by certain groups tarnishing religion and undermining people's faith. Yet Neo believes that religion is as important and necessary as ever. He offers a solution to revive faith. The Ultra program, and this system of merit-based points, allows users to earn points for performing good deeds. These points can then be used for immediate rewards, such as paying utility bills, purchasing certain goods in stores, or gaining paid access to events. In short, goodness will now become tangible, and human virtue will bear fruit. Anch disapproves of this system. But he is a simple monk and cannot convey his opinion to Neo once again. One of the girls Wei notices his gaze and tries to give Anak some food, but her friend stops her, arguing that giving food in parts allows them to earn far more points. Anak attempts to explain to the teenager that true virtue lies in doing good without expecting immediate rewards. This is the essence of a true Buddhist kindness. However, Ultra immediately responds to the situation, explaining that this idea is mistaken as it contradicts their operational model. The boy, for listening to Anak's teachings, instantly receives extra points. The girl is upset but cannot argue with her friends, and Anak is left without any arms. He moves on, but soon notices that his iBuddy has sustained damage inspecting his metallic companion. He suddenly sees a sticker that compares payment for charity to payment for the services of a fallen woman. Outraged, Anch is approached by two of his fellow monks, who note that he is once again talking to the robot. One of them is angered by this, but the other sees no harm, pointing out that some people talk to animals and no one questions that. The first monk insists that robots are just metal trash cans with no feelings, unlike cats or dogs. The second monk reminds him that Anch used to be an engineer at a major firm, which explains his affinity for machines. The monks display their daily collection, and it must be admitted that it is quite meager. A few bags of rice and flowers nearby, a man lying down turns on his gadget, where the news program reports that due to Ultra's popularity, people have stopped attending Buddhist sermons, leaving monks without alms. Everyone around seems ready to do good, but only for a price, thereby glorifying materialism. However, the government expresses gratitude to the Ultra project, noting that it has sparked a wave of kindness. The country now has an opportunity to move forward, and even government officials use the service. Neo is confident that the more good deeds are done, the better it will be for everyone. The monks are outraged, because all this contradicts the teachings of the Buddha. Additionally, Ultra sells user data to third parties, which is illegal. Anch reminds them, however, that selling sacred items was also never taught by Buddha, and yet monasteries do it as an example. He shows Buddha figurines that once enjoyed immense popularity because they could recite recorded sermons and teachings. Now, however, they are unwanted and gather dust on shelves late. Anch is cleaning the monastery courtyard and approaches his mother's grave. It has been 7 years since her death. The abbot calls out to him, reminding Anch that they are monks, but they are also human mourning loved ones. Is not a sin. He knows Anch has many questions and believes that the world is pushing them toward change. The question remains, what will they become after these changes? The abbot had advises Anak to think carefully about this, while the sound of an Ultra advertisement echoes over the city. That evening, Anak goes out to find a new circuit board for his metallic friend, iBuddy, and stops by a shop in the market. However, such models have long been discontinued, and the shopkeeper can only offer spare parts from an old traffic control robot. She refuses to give him a discount, though the only thing that could help is Ultra Points, which Anik, for obvious reasons, doesn't have. Unexpectedly, a man offers to help. Anch recognizes him as his former colleague, Adam. After the purchase, they head to Adam's workshop, where he admits that he quit the company a year after Anak left. Adam started his own startup and once wanted to invite Anak to help with coding his new project. The man had been working on creating a simulation of brain activity for parents. He collected their memories and implanted them into a chip. The result was a plush bear capable of comforting children as effectively as their moms and dads. These toys are now flying off the shelves, however. Anik does not see this as a good idea. Believing that distances children from their parents, something that is already happening everywhere as they talk, Adam pulls out an Ultra device gifted to him by a client and advises the monks to adapt. Otherwise, new technologies will simply drive them out. On the other hand, he notes Buddhism has existed for thousands of years, so it's unlikely to lose to AI. Adam doesn't like using Ultra either, so he easily hands it over to Anch, who wishes to test the device at the temple. Anak uses Ultra and leaves a negative review of the merit system, for which he immediately receives points. The man is puzzled. It turns out that Ultra doesn't care what kind of review it receives. It just matters that it gets one. This means it cannot distinguish between good and evil. The next day, Anak is walking through the streets when we approaches him, offering him food and apologizing for yesterday. At that moment, Wee's friend asks her to come with him, saying they'll earn fewer points without her. But the girl refuses, believing that teenagers have become obsessed with counting points. Angered, the boy grabs her arm, but Wee breaks free and throws her Ultra into the water. When the boy hurts, iBuddy unexpectedly comes to the girl's aid, using whatever strength he has. He pushes the bully and strikes him with his manipulators. Shocked, Anak watches for a moment before pulling the machine away from the boy. Later, Adam repairs iBuddy and realizes that the robot remembered much of Anak's teachings. The attack on the boy was a precautionary measure. It used to be part of a traffic control robot. Anak immediately uses Ultra to file a complaint, and after being directed multiple times by bots and operators, he receives a call from customer service asking him to come to their headquarters to meet Mr. Neo himself. The men travel to the Ultra office. Everything around them is made of gold, astonishing the monk. But when they exit the elevator, they suddenly find themselves in the interior of a modest house where a family couple greets them, begging Anak to show them the path to heaven. To do so, the couple offers their house and car as a donation to the temple. They fall to their knees, pleading for a chance, while a teenage boy watches everything from behind the door. Anik is visibly shaken by such intensity, but then the couple freezes. Neo enters the room, revealing that the parents were merely a hologram. Neo tells Anak and Adam the story of his life many years ago. This family gave everything they had to a temple to secure a better afterlife. As a result, the family accumulated massive debts to escape them. The couple decided to take their own lives and burn their house down by fortune or misfortune. Their son survived. That son was none other than Neo. From that moment, he vowed to destroy the criminals in Saffron. Robes, Anak tries to argue that religion itself does not teach such things. However, Neo insists that everything a person does must either be rewarded or punished in this life. Neo offers Anch and Adam a position on his team to improve the Ultra project if necessary. He is willing to hire all the monks from Anak's temple, including the abbot, so they can help infuse Buddhism's wisdom into the AI. Let them work for salaries and bonuses rather than rely on alms. There will no longer be a need to sanctify items or misappropriate donations. Each monk will teach the Buddha's lessons as they are meant to be taught. Once Buddha, Dharma, and Esa are integrated into Ultra, the system will become perfect. Anak leaves the headquarters without giving Neo an answer. Neo advises him to think it over. and adds that if his parents had met Anch, they would have survived at the temple. Anak tells Adam why he became a monk once Anak had worked as a software engineer and was severely overworked. One day, he received a call informing him that his mother had leukemia on her deathbed. His mother asked him to take monastic vows because when she was pregnant with Anik, she kept dreaming of Buddha's tooth inside her womb, so she went to a monk she respected, and he told her that the unborn child would become an important religious figure who would help Buddhism during a time of crisis. At that time, Anak gave his mother a vague promise and continued working. But when his project was shut down, his mother passed away, he decided to take his own life. The only reason Anak stopped was that he saw the abbot watching him. The abbot came to him and reminded him of Buddhist teachings, which also brought back his mother's request. Now Anch understands that many people seek hope in the world, but only another person can give it, especially those who have made mistakes, and if the world is trying to change them, it's time to use their skills and knowledge to change themselves and become a source of hope for others. From that day on, Anch begins programming something that is meant to change Buddhism with Adam's help. Anak launches the iBuddha system, which resembles Ultra but incorporates Buddhist teachings from abbots and monks across the country. The technology operates using Brain WS from the temples, Abbot making it feel as though he is always nearby, guiding, mentoring, and helping with life's contentious and difficult moments. Later, other mentors from across the country will join the project. This system also includes a merit-based program, but it functions as people engage in Buddhist practices by accumulating points they can use the application for free for the following month. With this system, people can avoid the tricks of the modern world, which is full of deception and misinformation. Anak presents all of this at the product's launch, where Neo is also listening over time. Cases of fraud within Ultra start to surface. One couple, for example, pretended every day to help elderly people cross the road, earning points for it. But the elderly people turned out to be actors through this trick. The couple earned a significant amount of money. These incidents cause problems for Neo. Meanwhile, iBuddha is doing well. There's no longer a need to seek out monks, buy them offerings, or wait to meet with an abbot. People can now listen to any version of sermons and prayers, quickly finding the one they need most at any given moment. Anch is satisfied because he is fulfilling his mother's wish, and the system quickly becomes hugely popular. However, one day everything falls apart. A crowd of enraged people arrives at the temple, having seen the thoughts of the abbot, which reveal him harassing a young woman with indecent proposals. As it turns out, this was not an isolated incident. Shocked, Anch, accompanied by Adam, goes to confront the abbot. It is revealed that this happened many years ago, before he became a monk, and was still going through the stages of adolescence. Adam realizes that the incident occurred because the abbot's brainwaves were used without filtering his memories. He apologizes, admitting he has let the monks down. However, the abbot considers himself solely responsible, believing that consequences always catch up. He is just a humble monk and is ready to face the crowd. The abbot steps out to meet the furious crowd, asking for forgiveness, while enduring their shouts and being struck by objects. A week later, the religious council recommends suspending the Ibha service sales of iBuddha. Plummet. Anak bids farewell to iBuddha, renounces his role as a monk, and leaves the temple on the street. He sees litter, picks it up, and throws it into a trash bin. Suddenly, he hears the voice of Ultra. It turns out that a boy is using it, and complains that now they give far fewer points for cleaning up above the city. An Ultra advertisement plays, announcing that the system has been updated with Super Ultra and Ultra Pro features, ready to assist people wherever they may be. Anak puts on a cap and walks into his new life. The science fiction genre has recently been actively addressing the theme of artificial intelligence dominance. This story in particular draws attention to pressing issues of faith and religion in the modern world, and serves as a reminder that while technology can make life easier, it can also behave in ways no one ever intended.